You Need Millions by Paco Rabanne. Fortunately, we are in luck.
Gold. Gold.
Since this Spanish designer has a few millions just for you. Stay tuned as we take a deeper look at these phenomenal fragrant gold bars from the designer, Paco Rabanne. For most people, this is either going to be a love or not so much. However, you do have to appreciate the genius behind this approach. After all, this golden bouillon has been around since 2008 with the launch of this particular first 1 million. It is also estimated that 1.32 million people, that's a lot of people, used Paco Rabanne's 1 million in 2020. Like I said, 1 million was launched in 2008, and since then it has spawned some really nice flankers. I am fortunate enough to have most of these in my collection. Let's not wait any longer and take a look at some of this gold. Who knows, you might want to join the 1 million club after you watch this. Let's start off with the original 1 million. It was released in 2008 and was created by Olivier Peuchot, Michael Girard, Christophe Renaud, and Christian Dusolier. The top notes are going to be grapefruit, mint, and blood orange. Then in the middle you will have some spices like cinnamon. There's also some rose. However, the rose in this one is ever so slight. It's sort of beautifully tamed by the spices. Very well done. The base notes are leather, patchouli, and there's also some amber. I have to say, I like it again. I remember there was a time when it seemed like everybody was wearing 1 million, and I kind of got tired of it. I did join the golden train again with 1 million Privé, which was released in 2016. This one was created by a soul perfumer called Christophe Renaud, which was also in the first one. Privé, the bottle isn't actually gold. It is more of a metallic brown to kind of show off the amber, the deeper amber features of this fragrance. Also, the amber isn't from the note of amber, even though it looks like it would have some amber in it. It's quite a beautiful look. Instead, it is from a resinous myrrh note, as we will see in the notes. Let's give it a spray. Privé starts with blood orange and cinnamon. It's sort of a combo. It's sweet, comforting, and slightly spicy in a subtle way. There's some tobacco in the mid that really sort of helps deepen this fragrance, combined with the resinous myrrh. It's really beautiful. Privé stays beautiful and cozy all the way down to the tonka bean and patchouli. The original 1 million didn't have any vanilla or tonka bean, which kept it fresh and not too heavy. In this Privé, the tonka is a perfect addition to the cinnamon and myrrh, giving it sort of a comforting depth and quite a bit of sensuality. The performance of Privé was good, although not as good as the original, but almost. Yes, you heard me say was. Privé unfortunately has been discontinued. However, you can still find this one online at various sellers every now and then. So don't pass it up if you find this one. This is a really good one. And who knows, many enthusiasts love this 1 million Privé. And maybe you will get lucky. Okay. That's a super cheesy introduction to the 2018 1 million lucky release. But I couldn't resist. And since I'm being completely cheesy, you know, I might as well shamelessly ask you to subscribe and like this video if you're having a good time. It really does help the algorithm. And remember, our fragrance journey begins with but one single scent. This time the flacon is silver with a golden 1 million on the front. The perfumer on this one is going to be Natalie Gracciacchetto, and she has a completely new approach to the 1 million brand. For this lucky scent, the only note remaining is the grapefruit from the original. Let's give it a spray. All these have really good sprayers. Lucky starts with a blast of citrus and ozonic notes that are sort of rounded out by the note of plum. It is sweet, but not so sweet like in a dull molasses kind of way. Shortly after you spray this one, you get some hazelnut and honey that will make their way to your nose. The original scent profile is much more noticeable in Lucky than in Privé, at least to my nose. I get a little bit of a summer vibe from this one, probably due to the ozonic notes and the floral notes like jasmine and orange blossom. The addition of beautiful cedar and vetiver also keep this one from getting too sweet. It's a really nice one for the summer days with a sort of a little mossy touch towards the dry down. Lucky is way more playful and youthful than Privé is. Both of these are going to have adequate performance that will last you all day. Let's move on to the next one. It's going to be the Parfum. Star perfumer Quentin Bisch gets a, shot in this 2020 release of 1 million Parfum. This time the line goes a little bit darker, not in the direction of the Privé. However, it is a little bit, I guess, more saturated perhaps. It is thicker and more full-bodied because of the notes of lapdanum and tuberose. Going back to the solid sort of look of the 1 million bottle, you will also see that there are some sun rays right behind the number 1 in the background. There's also the note of manoi in here, or manoi oil, which plays a big role in this fragrance. Manoi is also known as Tahitian gardenia, and this kind of sort of combination gives this sort of a thick suntan lotion feel. It's one of the best suntan lotions you've ever smelled, of course. If you would like to explore some other creations from Quentin Bisch, I'll link a video for you that I made a while ago at the end or in the description. I quite like his style, and you might too. Fast forward to 2022, the same perfumers jump on the elixir scent trail. This time the flacon sports a black onyx triangle, much like on the dollar bill. I'm not really sure why. What do you think? This time, however, the 1 million is along the lines of the popular Stronger With You from Emporio Armani or something like that, due to the added vanilla and tonka bean. Although this one is not going to be quite as thick as the Armani. The original scent profile is maintained with the note of osmanthus. Combine this with some cedar of the original profile, you will definitely notice that it's a 1 million fragrance. The original citruses also have been replaced by a green apple note and also the green herbaceous davana note. You may also notice that the projection and longevity on this one slightly increased with the elixir due to the vanilla and tonka, two great stabilizers. If you like the Baccarat Rouges and the Stronger With Yous of the fragrance world, then this, sort of sweet cotton candy style of 1 million fragrance might be the 1 million for you. Christophe Renaud and Quentin Bisch also created the 2023 release of 1 million Royale, one of my favorites. This time we have a red ruby right in the back of the 1 for the 1 million. The perfumers completely switched it up with 1 million Royale. The vanilla and tonka on this one are going to be gone. It has been replaced by a tangerine cardamom combination. The middle notes also transformed to the popular notes of violet, sage, and lavender. For me, this one could have been a completely separate release for Paco Rabanne in my opinion. But then again, I understand. I mean, the golden flacon, everybody knows it. Everybody wants it. Why not capitalize on that? It's always going to be a sure bet. This is a really nice one though, completely different than all the other ones. This one is wonderful on my skin. It also has a little bit of a more mature vibe due to the lavender, violet, and sage without sacrificing any of the original performances. I really like this release. I also think that this 1 million Royale flanker does a really good job at keeping the brand current. And it is sort of the perfect evolution of the 1 million line. One of my favorites. That's until the release of the 1 million Golden Oud, also released in 2023. Now this 1 million has a green emerald on the front behind the number 1. Rabanne's Golden Oud does not smell anything like the previous Golden Bouillons, not even like the Royale. It has a complete scent profile on its own. Golden Oud unfortunately was only released in the Middle East. You, however, can find this green one with the green gem in the back at your online dealers in the USA. Just remember, don't get it mistaken with the black triangle. Okay, they're not the same. One's green and one is black. I totally think this one would have been doable in the United States on the market, as it isn't too strong and overwhelming at all. If you're not opposed to the fragrance being a little bit darker, with some smoke, which by the way happens to be a very, very popular, fragrance lately. If you think of Pasha, I mean, that one's really smoky, right? So this one would have done just fine, I think, especially as we are still in the colder months. I say if you like it smoky and darker, then maybe don't miss out on this one. It's a really good one. It has beautiful notes of saffron, some nutmeg, with a pinch of pepper. There's a lovely iris note and lapdanum surrounded by some fresh woods like cedar and sandalwood. It is definitely a darker fragrance. And of course the agar wood with, the distinctive smell of oud that sometimes can be very, very powerful. That is not in this case right here though. It's really well done. It's got that soft sweetness of the 1 million DNA right underneath it. It's, sort of beautifully, masterfully worked in this composition. It's sort of a dark, unique edge of luxury. Really, really nice. This one is definitely not your typical 1 million for sure. And it's probably not something for, a younger man. It's also probably not for work. It's probably not for a date, or summer for that matter. Or is it? I guess it all depends on why you wear a fragrance in the first place, doesn't it? Golden Oud is dark, it's classy, it's smoky, with the sweet, sensual seduction of the best parts of 1 million sort of peeking through the body of darkness the entire time you wear it. It's really nice. This is a top quality 1 million fragrance from Paco Rabanne's 1 million line. Let me know which one of these is your favorites. If you have some of these, I'd love to hear from you. Remember, our fragrance journey begins with but one single scent. Until next time, do take good care of yourself, always smell nice, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.